Hello, good evening. All right, guys, are you able to see what is down right here? What I've written? Are you able to see? Could you please confirm if you're able to see? Confirm if you're able to see. Confirm if you're able to see. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. So, could you please let me know if you're able to see what's written here? This is the first question. So, like I earlier promised that we'll come and do some revision at 19. This is what I meant. So, is it clear? So let's do this together. Good evening, Long Marquay. Clear. Thank you so much. Let me see 4 more people confirming if it's clear. So share the video if you've got a WhatsApp group where you are in. You can share with your friends so that I can have more people watching this live broadcast right now. All right. So the first question here is to do with simplification. Remember, if you're preparing for a GCE, you will always meet a question where you're supposed to simplify. This is under algebra. Okay. So to simplify this, let me take it easy for you. If at all you're preparing for a GCE or internal, though the title here shows that we're doing this for the GCE, please get a piece of paper and a pen. You start writing what you start solving also right over here. We do this together. Okay. So are we ready to start? Let's wait for more people to join. We're at 74. So share. Let me get to have at least 100 people watching. We start doing this. I'll take it step by step. Easier for you to understand. All right. So let me start with the first question. Even if we haven't reached 100, here they've said simplify. So to simplify this, all what you need to remember is that you first get rid of the brackets, and this will be a 2b. And here it will be plus 2a. Look at this. Negative 2 times b. It will be a negative 2b. Negative 2 times negative a. Negative and negative will give us a positive. And then these 2 and a will be multiplied like that. We shall say minus a 1. From this stage, we can now group the like terms. This is what we're getting. A 4 will move with a number without a letter. That's a negative 1 minus 2b plus 2a. From here, we can say this is giving us a 3 minus 2b plus 2a. And this is our answer. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it okay here before we go to the next question? Remember, algebra is one of the key things that you need to know if you're preparing for your exams, okay? So the next question, under algebra, they'll ask you to simplify. The next thing that they'll ask you is to factorize, okay? So factorization, let me do this. They'll give you maybe something like this, factorize. So they will say factorize, factorize, completely. Okay, completely. Okay, factorize completely. Okay, so we have 3 or 32, so to say, 32 x power 2 minus a 50. So if they say factorize, what are you supposed to do here? If they say factorize, to factorize this, they are simply asking you to check what is common here and here. What is it that is common? Of course, a 2 is common because this 2 is able to go into a 32 and also a 50. So we can say 2 into 32. Of course, it will give us a 16. And then we'll maintain this x power 2. 2 into negative 50, it's negative 25, like that. So that's factorization. But we're not done. We can't say we're done here simply because they said completely. There is this completely. So we haven't finished. So what are we supposed to do right over here? So we shall say 2, open bracket. If you can see nicely here, there is a power 2 here and a minus sign. Difference of 2 squares must be applied. And what does difference of 2 squares say? It says that when you've got a power 2 minus b power 2, this can be written as what? A plus b, and then here a minus b, just like this. This is what we call difference over two squares. Now look at this. This is a minus and a power 2. So our idea here is to make this 16 have a power 2. And how can we make it have a power 2? It will be like this. 4 power 2. We know that 4 power 2 give us a 16. And then here we've got x power 2. Minus. Even this one, we have to write it like it is here so that it has a power 2. It will be 5 power 2, like that. Okay? So 5 power 2 will give us a 25. I hope you can see that. So now, at this point, we can now apply difference of two squares, which is this one. So we shall say 2, and then we say open. We're using the square because we already have the brackets inside. So we're going to use the square because of these 2. And then we say the parenthesis here, we write 4x minus a 5. Actually, we can say plus. You see the way it is here. We just get the bases without the powers. And then the same thing, we copy it. And then we say minus 5, like this. I hope you understand what is happening here. Is it clear here? Ask where I'm not clear so that I can explain for you. Are you okay up to here? Is it okay up to here? Are we okay up to here? Is it clear? Oh, thank you so much. We go to the next question now. So for the next question here, we're still under algebra. So from algebra, we'll try to do something else. So hang around. Don't go, okay? Buy as many bundles as you can so that we do this time and time. We're becoming live like this. So under algebra, the other thing that they can ask you is solving the equation. So let me give you an equation. This is a quadratic equation right here. So in paper 1, algebra is a key thing because it carries quite a good number of marks. So here they've said solve the equation. Solve the equation. Solve the equation. And how does our equation looks like? We've got a 2x power 2. That's a 2x power 2 minus 5x minus 5x minus 3 is equal to a 0. So let's try to solve this one. So solve that equation. Solve the equation, okay? All right, so, okay, Paxina, you're saying I'm too fast. This is how I talk. I'm just like this, okay? Okay, I'll try to be slow. Let me see if I can manage, but I can't manage. I'm just like this. You've never met people who talk fast? Yeah, I'm just like this, guys. I hope I'll try. Okay, let me try to be slow on this one. Let me try to be slow. I think those people who've been following me, they know that this is how I am. I'm just like this, okay? All right, so here, to solve this, you first need to identify your product. Very important. You identify your sum and factors. There are just 3 things that you need right over here, okay? There are 3 things you need right here. So, for the product, you get the number which is right here, you multiply it by this number. So it will be 2 times negative 3. It will give us a negative 6. That's our product. Okay? And then here, for the sum, you get what is in between here. That's a negative 5. For the factors, you think of 2 numbers. When you multiply those 2 numbers, they give you negative 6. And the same 2 numbers, when you add them, they give you negative 5. That is a negative 3. Is it negative 3 and a 2? Yeah, negative 3 and 2. Because when you multiply negative 3 times 2, we're getting a negative 6. No, there's a mistake here, guys. No, there's a mistake. So what are the factors? What are the factors? It will be, is it negative 6 and a 1, isn't it? Because when we multiply these two, we're getting this. And when we add them, we're getting this. Are we following up to here? Are we following up to here? Because when we multiply these two, we're getting this. And when we add them, we're getting this right here. Are we okay up to here? Oh, thank you so much. People are saying they're okay. So once you get this is what we need. The factors, we call them factors. So we're going to say 2x power 2, you maintain this term, and then you say minus 6x, this factor, and then plus x, 1x, this other one. So in place of this number here, we write these two right here. We come and get this other one. Minus 3 is equal to a 0. You see? So this is what we've done. And then at this point, we check now. These two, what is it that they've got which is common? Even these two. This is what we call factorization by grouping. There's a 2 and x here and here, okay? So a 2 can go into 2 and into negative 6. X can go into this and this. So we write like that. So we shall say open bracket, 2x into 2x squared. It will give us x. 2x into negative 6x. It's a negative 3. For these, what is it that is common? It's a 1. So we shall say plus a 1. Open bracket. 1 into x, it's x. 1 into negative 3, it's a negative 3, which is equal to 0. I hope somebody's following. So now from this point, you can get what is in front of the brackets. So 2x plus a 1, this and this, you put them together. These, they are the same, just get one of them. That is x minus 3, which is equal to 0. So here we can say 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So get this equal to 0, this equal to 0, and this is what we have. So let me just draw you back a little bit for those people who are saying they are behind. Okay, so to solve an equation like this, pay attention, stop whatever you're doing. If you're writing, stop writing. Let's now go through together so that we can be at the same pace. So to answer an equation like this, or to solve an equation like this, all what you need to do is to understand these three things, or to know these three things. That's the first step. You just have to know these three things. The first thing, if you're able to see nicely, the first thing here is to identify what we call product. And this product can be identified by multiplying this by this. So the number where there is power 2 here, now the coefficient times the constant here, we're getting a negative 6. That's our product. For the sum, just get what is with x right over here. You can see that's negative 5. Just get, there's no need of adding or doing whatever here. Just get and write it. Now, between these, think of two numbers. When you multiply them, they give you this. And when you add those same two numbers, they give you this. So let me do this. And this is how I get to know my factors, the numbers to use. So just identify the numbers that are able to go into this. So I know a 1 can go there, a 2, a 3, and 6 itself, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 6. So now those two numbers will come out of these. You start testing. Test this and this. When we multiply, we're getting a negative 6. When we add them, we're not getting a negative 5. So not these. Just play with these numbers, the numbers that are able to go into your product. And after that, you've identified the factors, which are these. So you come and write the first term, which is this one. And then you write this factor right here, minus 6x. You come and say plus 1x. This is 1x, 1x. you also copy this term right here, which is here. Forget about the mid term, this one. And then you come and factorize by grouping. So these two are grouped and these two are grouped. So you say, what is it that is common here? It's a 2x. 2x is able to go into 2x power 2 and also into negative 6x. This is a 2x, open bracket. 2x into 2x squared, it's x. 2x into negative 6x, it's a negative 3. Between these two, what is it that is common? It's a 1, okay? So that one, you write it outside the brackets. 1 into x, it's x. 1 to negative 3, it's a negative 3. And then you come and now get what is in front of the brackets. So this is in front and this is in front. You put them together. You get one of these, you put it right here. And then you come and get this, you equate it to 0. Also this equal to 0, just like that. So from this stage, I hope you are now okay. You're at this stage. So we can say 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 equal to a 0. This one, this is this one, okay? So now we can say 2x is equal to negative 1. 1 comes this side, we are solving now. Divide by 2, this and this will go, x will be equal to negative 1 over a 2. This is our answer. The other answer will just be x is equal to a 3. This 3 comes this side. So these are the two answers. I hope it's clear now. Do you now understand? Before we go to something else, do we understand on this one? Do we understand? We understand? All right, so let's go to the next. Remember, we're doing paper 1, so I'm just bringing in some random questions which you can meet in an exam. So just keep on following step by step. Okay, so the next topic which you need to know, which I count to be free mark to me, I consider this as free mark, is calculus. So calculus, they'll ask you to evaluate the integral of x 3x power 2 plus a 4x plus a 2, okay? And then here they will say dx. Remember, this is paper 1. So if they give you something like this in calculus, they will say dx at the end here, which simply means they're asking you to respect x. So the rule of integration is like this. Whatever you have, let's say you've got a 2x, I'm just giving an example, 2x power 3. And they say integrate this. I'm just giving an example. So what it means go to that letter, this is x, and then add 1 to the power. You always add a 1 to the power. So this will be a 2x power 3 plus 1. You always add a 1 to the power. This is power 3, so it will be 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1. Let me repeat this. So let's say you've been given this to integrate. And how do you tell that you've been asked to integrate? This sign that you're able to see, this sign, it means integrate. So you're going to add a 1 to the power. It will be 3 plus 1, which is like this. And now get this power, write it down here as a denominator. And from here, you simplify. This, of course, will be a 2x power 4 over a 4. And you can simplify further because 2 into 2, it's a 1. Into 4, it's a 2. So it will be x power 4 over a 2. The moment you see that you are done and you're dealing with indefinite integral, there are no limits here. There's nothing here like it is here. You come and say plus c here. Are we okay on this one? So whichever power you have, you always add a 1. Are we okay here? I want to give you another example before we answer this question. Are we okay here? Is it clear? To integrate this one, is it clear? Okay, somebody's saying no. If it's not clear, look, you see the way it looks here. There's nothing that you need to worry about. Just follow the power which is there. This is power 3. So this 3, just say 3 plus 1, just add 1. And then now get this whole thing. Come and write down. You put it down like here. You put it down like I've put here. And then you add 3 plus 1, it's a 4. 3 plus 1 here, it's a 4. And at this point, you can simplify because you are dividing. 2 is able to go into itself, it's a 1. Into 4, it's a 2. And this is how it looks like, okay? At the end, you say plus C. Okay, so let me give you another example. Now, look at this. What if I give you something like this? I say, okay, integrate a 4. What is the integral of 4? This is just a number, a 4. There is no letter here. It's a 4 dx. 4 dx. A constant, a number without a letter, we call it a constant. The integral will just be a 4x. And then you say plus c. There is nothing like adding the power here. If you have got a number without a letter, just put that letter that you're able to see here. So it will be a 4x. Let me show you with this one. You understand more with this example. So the way it is here, we shall say equal to a 3. This 3, x power t power 2. And the rule says you do what? You add a 1. And then you get this, write it down here. Okay? You say plus a 4 here, x. What power do we have here? There's a power 1 here. There's an invisible 1. So it will be 1 plus a 1. And then get this thing, put it here, 1 plus a 1. Plus, this is a 2. What is the integral of a constant? A number without a letter. You just say 2x because there's x here. So you simplify. This would be a 3x power 3 over a 3 plus a 4x plus a 2 over a 2 plus a 2x. From this stage, you can say 3 into 3, 1. Into 3 there, it's a 1. So we shall remain with x power 3 plus 2 into 2, 1. Into 4, it's a 2. 2x power 2 plus a 2x plus a c. This is our answer. Are we okay up to here? Is it clear? Is it clear up to here? Ask where you're not clear. Ask where you're not clear so that I explain for you. Okay, most of you are saying it's clear. Okay. All right, thank you so much if it's clear. Now, under this same calculus, remember, or some of you are asking where the C is coming from. Just put a C plus C at the end, okay? If I try to explain where it's coming from, it will take time for me to explain to you, for you to understand. So just put a plus C at the end. The moment you finish integrating, put a plus A plus C, okay? When there are no numbers here, this is paper 1, okay? Not for paper 2, this is paper 1. Okay, so the other calculus style question that you get to meet in paper 1, it's like this. They'll say, given, okay, let me use blue, I'm using blue. They'll say, given y is equal to x power 4 minus 2x power a 2 plus a 4. And then they say, find dy dx. Find dy dx. Okay? Find dy dx. So how do you get to find the dy dx of this one, guys? This is the opposite of what we are doing. We're doing integration, and this is what we call derivative or dy dx or differentiation. Don't mind very much. Let me give you an example. If I give you something like this, let's say I've given you something like this. I want you to see. if I give you something like this, and then I say, find dy dx, do you know what you're supposed to do here? Just say dy dx is equal to, you look at what you have here, okay? Go to the power, start by multiplying. So it will be 3 times 2, which will give us a 6. And then write x. To this power, subtract a 1. Now look, this is where people get confused a little bit. Now let me tell you, with this one, you first multiply the power by the number that is in front, and then you subtract 1 from the power. That's what you do. The other one, we were first adding and then dividing. But for this one, we are multiplying, subtracting. That's what we do for dy dx. So remember this, dy dx is just multiply, subtract, multiply, and then subtract. So which will be a 6x power a 2. This is our answer. No need of putting plus c here for dy dx. Just end here. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Okay. Somebody's saying, but you wrote 2 instead of a 3. Where? Where did I write a 2? No, it's not this one. Here I'm just giving an example. This is an example. We are not answering this. I just wanted you to understand how it works. You multiply and then subtract. That's it. Now, what if I give you something like this? Y is equal to a 4, and then I say find dy dx. There is no letter here, it's a constant. What is the dy dx of a constant? So you need to know that here it's dy dx is equal to number without a letter. When finding the dy dx, it will give you a 0. It's always a 0, okay? It's a 0. So any number without a letter, if they say find dy dx, the answer is a 0. So now look at this. For the question that we have here, we shall say dy dx is equal to, what number do we have here? It's a 1. So it will be 4 times 1, it's a 4, x, and then here we've got a 4 minus 1. You see what we're doing? We first multiply and then subtract. Here it will be minus 4x, because 2 times negative 2, it will give us a negative 4, and then x there, power 2 minus 1. Have you seen what is happening? The derivative of, or the dy dx of 4, it's a 0. Ignore it, it's a 0. So when you just see a number without an x power, 3 minus 4x power, which is just a 4x power 3 minus 4x. This is our answer. Is it clear? I've tried to explain. Is it clear? So that's calculus. This is what you need to know under calculus. Is it clear? It's clear, right? All right, so let's go to the next question here. So the next question, because I'm remaining a few minutes, I have to be teaching the online students. So since I guess some of my online students are watching right now, and we're doing linear programming paper 1. So if you did not understand linear programming paper 1, please watch, don't go. Let me just do linear programming paper 1. Let me just do linear programming paper 1. So for linear programming paper 1, it's like this. I want my online student to understand. Let me put up a question which we're looking at in our online class with my online students. Okay, I can't find the question, but let me just put up something that will be a little bit similar to what we are looking at. So if you've got, this is the x-axis right here, and the y-axis is right over here. Okay, so this is a 1, 2, and a 3. 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2, negative 1. I'll just give an example here. Let's say you've got a line which is passing here. It's like this. Don't mind my line here. Yeah, this is a line. So you shade, it becomes an equality. Okay, so that's it. Another one is passing right over here. It's a dotted line. So my online students, hopefully you're following also. This is what we'll be looking at. as soon as we finish this. Another one. Okay, let me just do 4 lines. Another one will pass right over here. Okay, it's like this. Another one is passing right over here. It's like someone like this. Okay, so now they ask you to identify the 4 inequalities, and you've got R here. So to identify the 4 inequalities, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll start with something that is very easy. And how do you get to know that this is very easy? Look at this inequality. Can you see? It's cutting the y-axis here and the x-axis right here. So this one is a little bit difficult. But there is this inequality which is just passing at 2. It's cutting the y-axis. It's easy. This one also is easy. It's just passing at 2. This one is also easy. It's passing at -1. So let me start with this one. I'll say, okay, I'll check. Where is it passing here? Let me do this. This is -1. It's passing at -1. So I'll just say, okay, this is y. Okay, y is greater or equal to -1. That's the answer. Now, how did I get to know? Look, it's passing at -1, isn't it? And what line is this? This is the y-axis. It's cutting the y-axis at -1. So you shall say y is, look at the side which is shaded. It's shaded down here, if you're able to see. If you follow nicely the y-axis, this is the less part, and it's where it's shaded. When identifying the inequality, we get the opposite. The opposite is the greater. The top part here is not shaded, it's a greater. That's what we're going to put here. We shall say y-axis, this is y-axis, is greater or equal to -1. Is it clear on this one? Before we go to the next one. It's clear, right? I'll come to this one. It's passing at 2 on the x-axis. I will say this is, of course, it's a x-axis. This is x-axis. Is it less or greater? It's less than a 2. Now look at this. When you follow this line where it's cutting the x-axis, it's at 2. And where it's shaded is this side, the greater. As we'll get the opposite, which is not shaded, is what we're going to show here. The less is not shaded, so it's less than a 2 is what we're going to write because it's not shaded. And why have I not put this sign? Why have I not put? Look at this one. This one is greater or equal to, but this one I've just said is less than 2. Why? It's because this line is dotted. Can you see? It's cut. This one is a bold line, but this is the dotted line. The same applies to this, is a dotted line. It should not have this sign right here. Are we okay? We now go to this one. This one, of course, I'll check. Where is it passing? It's passing at 2. On which axis? This is a y-axis. So I'll say this is y is less than a 2. You see? It's cutting the y-axis and it's dotted. So I'll just say less. The less is what is not shaded, is what we're going to put here. Don't put what is shaded. What is shaded here, in your mind, you must be thinking at it like this. You don't want this. You've cancelled this. You want what is not shaded. That's how you'll be identifying these inequalities. So we've answered this. We're remaining with this one. So what we're remaining with, this is how you answer it. Because it's passing at -2 here, it's cutting 2 axes. So here, you need to identify the coordinates. On the x-axis, it's passing at -2, 0. This is negative, in case you don't know, this is -2, 0. It's passing at -2, 0. Here, it's passing at 0, 3. So you need to identify those points. These are the points where it's passing. Do we know how to identify the points before I do this? Are we okay with identifying the points? Hurry up, guys, I'm getting tired and I'm about to start teaching my online students. So you should also join our online classes. You can just WhatsApp or call the number, mostly WhatsApping is much better, 0969 17 57 01. We've got all the subjects. So WhatsApp or call this number or respond back to you and guide you on how you can join our online classes and learn with everybody. So the way we identify coordinates, I can see most of you are saying no. Just go, look at this. This is how the coordinates are. There is x-axis, y-axis, okay? So here where it's passing, if it's cutting the x-axis, just write the x-axis here will always be a 2 where it's passing. And the y-axis, just say it's a 0, because here it's like this. This is 0. So when identifying the coordinates, what is our x here? It's a -2. And then our y, what is our y here? It's a 0. The same here. What is our x here? What is our x here? Because x we go like this. X is a 0, what is our y? Our y is a 3. So don't mind very much about how to identify the coordinates, but just start with the x value here, where it's passing on the x value, and on the y value, you start with a 0, and then end with the y value. So once you identify those coordinates, I want you to see something. Once you identify the coordinates, which are -2, 0, and 0, 3, you now say find the gradient, the slope. This is the formula. I hope you know the formula. This is the formula we use, okay, for finding gradient. The same formula that we know for finding gradient. It's m is equal to y subscript 2 minus y subscript 1 over x subscript 2 minus x subscript 1. You now indicate that this is your x1, y1, x2, y2. After indicating, you shall say m is equal to, what is our y2? It's a 3, minus y1 is a 0, over x2 is a 0, minus x1 here is a -2. Put it inside the brackets because it has got a negative sign, okay? So from here, you shall say equal to a 3 over a 2. Negative or negative will give us a positive. So this is our gradient. We find the gradient first. After finding the gradient, you get n of the points, either this or this. I'll go with this one. So I'll say equation or formula for finding equation of a straight line, which is y is equal to mx plus ac. What is my y? It's a 3. Here, y is a 3. This is y-axis. Is equal to, what is my m? I found my m to be a 3 over a 2. What is my x? It's a 0 plus a c. So this will just give me something like this. Therefore, the value of c will be equal to a 3. Okay. So once you get this value of c, you come back at this point. You shall say y, maintain the y is equal to 3 over 2. The m here, you maintain the x plus a c. Okay. So this is what we have right here. The c is a 3, sorry. It's a 3. Okay. So you shall say now, y is less or equal to 3 over 2x plus a 3. This is our answer. So how did I get to know that it's less or equal to? Look at where it's passing. So if you get this, if you want, you can turn it like this. You see that the top part is what is shaded. We want the less or equal to. And this is what you're going to put right over here. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through. Hopefully you've learned 1 or 2 things out of this. I'm just remaining with a few minutes. Please remember to join our online classes. We offer online tuitions in a lot of subjects for GCE, internal, and even university if you want to learn more, okay? So I know you can't understand much of the things right here. So the best is to join the online classes. Thank you so much. If you want to get in touch with us, the number, those people asking for the numbers, let me give you 2 numbers. You can WhatsApp or call, we'll be able to advise. So there is a 0969 17 57 01 or 0974 63 20 97. You can call or WhatsApp. We'll be able to advise on how you can join our online classes. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.